What is going on, everybody? It's France, and we're here for AEW on TNT review. AEW presents Homecoming from Jacksonville, Florida, inside Daly's Place for the hopefully last time ever. But, yeah, the last time ever in a while. Where it's the 5 Labors of Jericho, Chapter 3, Jericho versus Juventud Guerrera. Jericho has to hit a move off the top rope to get the win. Also, you had 2.0, the former Everrise, and Daniel Garcia, whoever the hell that is, versus Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley, and Darby Allin. Why this match is happening, I could only wonder. Christian Cage versus The Blade as this feud continues on. You also had Miro versus Lee Johnson for the TNT Championship. We all knew how that was going to go. The Bunny versus Layla Hirsch. The winner gets to take on Camille at Empower. And in the main event, Cody Rhodes takes on Malakai Black in Malakai Black's first match in a good while. When was the last time Aleister Black had a match? It was last year, right? When they did the whole eye thing. Like, he disappeared and was supposed to be back earlier this year, but never came back until 2 weeks before he got fired. Yeah, so... And by the way, his entrance was fantastic. We'll get into all that. But we start with the 5 Labors of Jericho, Chapter 3, Juventud Guerrera versus Chris Jericho. Jericho has to hit a move off the top rope. But Juventud does not. Juventud can hit any move he wants, he can do whatever he wants, and he's fine. So, yeah. Now, this match was rocky from the start. I don't know if it was nerves, these two working for the first time together in well over 20 years. Juvi, of course, looks good still outside of the ring, but in the ring he does look a lot slower, and obviously they're both going to look bigger, and they were getting gassed pretty fast. Both these guys were gassed 2 minutes into this match, so... This was a lot to get into going into this match. So, Jericho and Juvi, they had their match. It was an okay match here. Now, Jericho, of course, had to win off the top rope. He did go for a couple moves. He hit the Judas effect towards the end of the match, but he knows he couldn't. But Aubrey tells him, no, you have to move off the top rope. So, Jericho climbs up, gets on the top rope, does a Judas effect off of the top rope, twisting Judas effect for the 1, 2, 3. He beats Juvi, gets to celebrate for maybe a half a minute before Wardlow comes down, beats the living shit out of Chris Jericho. And MJF is like, oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I was going to let you celebrate all this? Ruin this moment. He announces Wardlow is number 4 in his 5 Labors of Jericho, and he will be accompanied to the ring to make sure the match is called fair and square by Maxwell Jacob Friedman. So next week it's Jericho versus Wardlow, number 4 in the 5 Labors of Jericho. Jericho. Now, Wardlow is going to be a good one for them, but I'm just like. You peaked this entire thing with Nick Gage as your second labor. It peaked. It peaked right there. There was literally no other reason to have that match like that. So, yeah. They could have did Wardlow. They could have did Juvi second, Wardlow third, and with Jericho beaten and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to survive a 4th one, then you bring out Nick Gage. And then you have Jericho and him have that no rules match after going through, pretty much easily getting through Shawn Spears, having to fight to get through Juvi, and then getting pretty much beaten horribly by Wardlow, leading to the 4th one, and Jericho barely surviving that one before he has to deal with MJF at All Out. So I think they could have did this a little bit better. So, Dawson Gonzalez is supposed to be backstage with the Death Triangle, but apparently there is no Pac, only Phoenix and Penta. Alex Abrahantes thinks it's kind of convenient that his ride got canceled. It's like, wonder who that could have done that. Travis says they didn't thank you. What, there was no thanks for last week's limo? He asked them to join up, yes or no. Phoenix says they don't work for Andrade or anyone. Penta, in many, many words, I guess, according to Alex Ambriantes, says no. Then we have the segment with the Dark Order. I hope this is the full one because it's the Dark Order and Hangman Page. This should be the full thing. So this is Tony Schiavone with the Dark Order and when Hangman Page comes walking in.
Order, and after what happened last week at the hands of the Elite, guys, no more World Tag Team title shot for you guys.
Yeah, last week. Biggest match of our lives,
Right.
Whoa, Adam,
Having my drink.
No,
Sorry.
Adam, whoa, where you been? Have you been calling you, texting you? You're supposed to do this interview
whole
together.
week.
Guys, I'm sorry.
What do you
I
mean?
cost you your shot at the tag title.
Oh, what do you mean? We all lost.
No. I cost you the shot. The problems with Matt, Nick, and Kenny, they're problems that I created, and I have to fix them.
We have your back, Adam.
No. I've got to stop looking over my shoulder knowing you're there. I have to do this for myself, guys. I think it's probably best we go our separate ways.
No, Adam, we're friends. We have your back, man. We got
I know
you.
we're friends. I love you guys. Listen, I think for now we're done. Okay?
We're done. Adam, where are you going? Come on, Adam.
Adam, come on. Guys. If this is what he wants, let's give him his space. This is what he needs.
And the heartbreak of all those Dark Order fans could be heard throughout all Daily's Place and all over the world. This, of course, is going to continue on. And after the thing that happens later on the night with him and Kenny Omega, clearly the plan is still Kenny Omega versus Hangman Adam Page, with Hangman finally winning the big one. It's just not happening at All Out. I think it's going to happen at Full Gear. And AEW just said, well, we were going to do this, but we're going to do this instead, and we'll talk about that here in a minute too. And we're going to hold this off because we can. All I know is that if they don't belt him at Full Gear, they've wasted our entire time, and you pulled a Braun Strowman on Adam Hangman Page. Now, well, next up we had 2.0 Jeff Parker and Matt Lee, the former Everrise, and Daniel Garcia versus Eddie Kingston, John Moxley, and Darby Allin with Sting. Everrise got released a couple months ago. They were doing nothing. They were goofballs in NXT. And here they are calling out the three biggest, baddest, toughest dudes in AEW for a 6-person tag team match, or a trios match as AEW likes to refer to it. Why would they even call this? Why would they even want to do this? I couldn't tell you, but this was interesting. Now, apparently, Kingston has previous history with 2.0. I guess they've had wars on the indie scene, according to Excalibur. Eddie Kingston takes a chop block to the leg, and 2.0 and Daniel Garcia pretty much beat on him through the entire commercial break. Eventually, Moxley gets tagged in. He goes ham on all three of these guys. Now, I don't remember which one it was. Hold on. Sting stares down. Sting stares down 2.0. Lee's like, "Are you the real Sting? Are you the real Sting?" And while he's doing that, Darby Allin comes in like a missile, nailing this guy. Just like, I don't think this guy was ready for it, because this looked like it hurt. And Darby just stands up after hitting that big, huge dive to the outside. Out on the floor, Moxley and Garcia is doing all that stuff. We get a release German suplex on Parker, lariat, X-Plex. Parker eats a spinning back fist from Eddie Kingston. Got the Death Rider from Moxley. Coffin drop by Allin. 1, 2, 3. The babyfaces get the win. After that, Eddie and Moxley actually take a pose with Sting, and Eddie Kingston's got the biggest smile on his face. You know he's loving the fact that he's in AEW with this guy. And that is that. We get a video history between Ricky Starks and Brian Cage with Team Taz. Starks says he will be outshine Cage as the new FTW champion. Taz throws in his 2 cents. Cage says he's never wanted to be one of that title, and asks the question, who's better than Brian Cage? Nobody. I don't care. Brian Cage needs to move on from them as soon as possible. So we have the Elite backstage goofing around, shooting hoops. Dark Gallows wearing a Ric Flair-esque robe. Nick Jackson wondering if there's anyone else left for them to face in the ring. Matt says there's nobody left. Kenny Omega taunts Hangman Page about last week's match and said it came down to, at the end of the buzzer beater, he shoots a shot in hoops and super misses. Page blew it. He then asked Cutler to cut down the net because they're retiring as champions, blah, blah, blah. Nick does his crow sound over and over again as the group celebrates. Now, in this as well, last week's match was, if the Dark Order lose, they do not get a World Tag Team title shot. I guess that sticks for the AEW World title shot because next week on TV, we are getting the Dark Order versus Gallows and Anderson for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. Are the Dark Order win? Probably not, but it's just funny how they had that entire 10-man tag team match, and yet the Dark Order is still getting a tag team title match, even if it isn't for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Christian Cage versus the Blade with the Bunny. This match was about, it was nothing special here. Christian definitely is showing his age in this type of match. Layla Hirsch comes out to to attack the Bunny so she doesn't distract in the match anymore because they were having a match later in the show. Hint, hint, it wasn't very good. But Christian wins with a spear after ref gets distracted because Blade was trying to take a turnbuckle pad off. Referee was fixing that. He gets the brass knucks, gets caught with the spear. 1, 2, 3, Christian wins. We get a video package rivaling the match between FTR and Santana Ortiz. We see Wheeler's arm and how it actually got injured. He got pushed back, and the metal bar that they use, which I think there's a reason why WWE has coverings on theirs. Maybe you should do the same thing so shit like this doesn't happen. But his arm got caught in the metal, and he ended up getting cut open. Dax says he almost watched his friend bleed out, but they have one more match down the road. Dax says Death couldn't stop Wheeler, so what's Santana Ortiz going to do? Love the promo. I wish I could find it, but it's not on here anywhere, so definitely one that you're going to want to have to look for if you really want to. It's a great promo. Great promo from both teams, from them. Just great overall. I cannot wait to see that. That match is probably going to happen in All Out, with the winners going to Arthur Ashe to challenge the Young Bucks, and that's where the Young Bucks should lose the tag team titles. And then it's time once again for another cringe-induced AEW Women's World Champion, the delusional moronic dumbass herself, the Faker. As she's about to talk, out comes Red Velvet, who wants a women's championship match. She's 22-4, 7 straight wins. It isn't enhancement talent any longer. Says she doesn't have to cheat to get her victories. True. And she isn't. And Faker reminds Velvet she's now the champ and says it will happen at Rampage next Friday in Pittsburgh. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it's things like this that piss me off. The number one contender, whether you want it to be or not, is Thunder Rosa. That's probably going to happen in All Out, where Faker needs to lose the championship ASAP. However, you have a top 5 for a fucking reason. Red Velvet, they don't have this week's up for some stupid reason, but Red Velvet is number 5 as of last week. Number 5. Why am I seeing her come out and begging and asking for an AEW Women's title match when she doesn't fucking deserve it? What the hell is that? Like, why does she get a women's title match? Who legitimately has she beat for a women's title opportunity? This is WWE booking right here. I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna beg for a match, and I'm gonna ask for a match, and I'm gonna get it. No. No. This is stupid. And I thought the Nyla Rose and Baker in the Faker match was going to be a train wreck, which it was. This one ain't going to be any better. This one is not going to be any fucking better. So apparently now, Velvet is the number 1 contender, even though she was 5. And hasn't You know how you become number 1 contender if you're number 5? You gotta beat Cheetah. Then you gotta beat Chris Statlander, who's number 3. You gotta beat Tay Conti. Then you gotta beat Thunder Rosa, and then you're number 1 contender. You're not number 1 contender. You're the 5th ranked, and now you think you get a women's title shot? Give me a fucking break. This is the problem with this company. You go out there and you want us to believe that this shit matters. You want us to believe that this ranking system means something. But it doesn't. Why? Because Faker is women's champion and has no right to fucking be. She's hardly wrestled this year, but somehow got a women's championship spot over others. And now Red Velvet, who as last week was the number 5 ranked woman, is now the number 1 contender. Tell me people are not this fucking stupid. Tell me Tony Khan is not this fucking stupid. Like, what the hell, man? Seriously, what the hell? I don't get it at all. Even if she was number 3, even if she was number 4, even if she was number 2, I don't care. You're not the number 1 women's contender. You have no right getting a women's championship match. Especially since we know you're going to lose. Okay, here's the rankings for this week. They do not put it on the website. Okay, Red Velvet's 3 as of this week. Okay, 3. That's fine. But still, you're not number 1. Thunder Rose is number 1. Tay Conti's number 2. Why is Red Velvet, a woman who's had most of her matches on Dark, getting a women's championship match? Tay Conti, Thunder Rosa should get those matches, even though you know Thunder Rosa, they're holding off on Thunder Rosa because that's the big money match for them, in which Thunder Rosa should fucking win, and Faker should go away and never be a champion again. She loses. The second Faker loses that championship, she is to never hold it again. But I'm still it just irritates the shit out of me. And it's like, oh, wins and losses matter. Oh, this ranking system matters. But if you're not number 1 contender, we can still jump you and make someone else number 1 contender for no goddamn reason. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. So, it's time to get the cheap heat for the week as Chavo, Dash is with Andrade. Chavo stops and says that Lucha Bros won't work for him, so he has someone else who will. Fuego del Sol tells Fuego he has to shine Andrade's shoes. He doesn't want to do that, so Andrade knees him in the stomach and throws him into the loading dock door and tells the Lucha Brothers that they keep working for Pac. They will never be champions ever. So, it's like, you know how to get heat on somebody? Yeah, beat up Fuego del Sol because Fuego is loved by everybody. Okay, so in the ring, Tony Schiavone has Hangman on Page and asked to clarify some earlier comments. Before he can say anything, out comes the Elite. Page is like, you know what? I want to say something to you guys. And they all come to the ring. And I hope this is all that Kenny said. But here's Kenny Omega.
The Elite does not in our group. We don't have failures in our group. We don't have people that play second fiddle in our group.
He just smacked him.
Hangman! He hurt us matching at handle. Page has no fear, which could be a blessing or a curse.
And now the Elite, the Young Bucks, Gallows and Anderson team up. Finish him up, Big Man! Oh, the Magic Killer! Who do you think you are, huh? Huh? Hey, load him up! Load him up! Knock some sense.
Here comes the Dark Order, but...
Dark Order coming out, but... Look at this! Uno and Grayson! They're just trying to do what Hangman asked for!
Chaotic here.
Wow! Do it! Do it!
Oh no! The BTE trigger! A second
Don't
one.
stop again!
Alright, enough's enough.
Don't stop. Don't stop. The Young Bucks have put so many people out of action with the BTE trigger. Frankie Kazarian, the Elite Hunter!
Get him, Frankie.
Because they're trying to even the odds, but
The numbers
get him
game.
out of here.
He's going to bat him right now.
Throw him out. Okay, that's it. Now I'm pissed. Oh boy. Look at all these blasts from the past. I'm starting to feel a little sentimental, Hangman. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you one last good look at the thing that you'll never have. The thing that you'll never possess. Are you ready for it? Here you go. Catch this, Gunner. Give it to him.
Winds it up.
Oh, no.
Title shot to the head.
Right to the head.
So anybody was worried that Hangman Adam Page versus Kenny Omega was not going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen at All Out. Which would have made sense if it happened at All Out, because that was where the team broke up. Kenny went on his own. He left Hangman laying. As Hangman fell over, he failed to catch him on purpose. But yeah. Then we had Dan Lambert from America Top Team said he hasn't forgotten what Lance Archer did to him a couple weeks ago. Lambert says, you know what hurts more is taking a blackout. The truth, Lambert says he's returning next week and he's bringing backup this time. Who that could be, I don't know. I really don't care because Dan Lambert ain't shit to me. Moving on. Miro versus Lee Johnson with Dustin Rhodes, AEW TNT Championship match. How this match happened, of course, last week, was it? Last week on Dark? Yeah, it was last week on Dark. Lee Johnson was put into a match against Luther. If Lee Johnson won, he was going to get a TNT Championship match at Homecoming, and he won. So that's how this happened. Johnson got some work in. He definitely, the very first thing he tried to do, let me charge at this big dude. Clothesline, you're dead. No. But yeah, Johnson got a lot in this match. I thought this was going to be clothesline of just like suplex and stuff and everything, and he was going to get beat 1, 2, 3, but that did not happen. So he does eventually get hit with the Machka kick. I don't know what they're calling it in here. And the crowd chants and says game over with Miro. Miro blocks in the game over, and Lee Johnson taps and passes out. So who's going to get the world title match at All Out?
Christian Cage, undefeated here in AEW. Tony Khan has just told me now the new #1 contender for the world title. Congratulations.
You know what's funny? Because that doesn't seem to fucking matter, because you have a #3 contender getting a women's championship match on Rampage. So why does it matter if you're #1 contender if you just a couple segments ago had said the #3 contender going into this week gets a women's title shot on the first episode of Rampage? Just blows my mind.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. And I'd be lying if I said it didn't feel pretty damn good right now.
Yeah. We saw Layla Hirsch go out, and we saw her help out with the Bunny. Are you going to go out for her match now against the Bunny?
Listen, I appreciate Layla's help. I really do. I offered to go out there, and she said, she said to me, thank you for being a friend.
Okay, I'm going to skip that.
She didn't say that, but what she did say is, thanks, Christian, but I already have friends. In fact, I have best friends.
So you know who that's going to be.
As far as the #1 contender goes, like I said, it's put me in a pretty damn good mood here, Tony. And listen, I said it from the start. The day that I walked through the doors in AEW, I said I didn't come here to slap my chest, look for my peeps, and have a couple feel-good moments. I came back to take back what was taken from me 7 years ago. I came back to cement my legacy. I came back to win championships. Now, next week, I'll be in Pittsburgh for both Dynamite and Rampage. And I've been known, Tony, from time to time to stir up a little controversy, stir up a little bit of shit, if you will.
Oh, they actually didn't cut that on here.
I'm better than good. And what's better than good? I'm elite.
So, yes, obviously now Christian Cage is going to get the match at All Out. Now, if you watch the TNT broadcast on Sling or whatever, they actually cut the word shit out. I didn't think they'd actually not cut that out here, but they didn't. So that's great. So, yeah, obviously it looks like now Christian Cage. Now, the way I thought things were going to go was that if it would have been Hangman versus Kenny Omega at the pay-per-view, then Christian versus Jungle Boy made all the sense in the world, because you would have Jungle Boy versus Christian. Christian would have turned heel on the way there. The winner goes to Arthur Ashe to challenge Hangman Adam Page. And, of course, you would go from there. But that's not where they're going. Christian looks to be the next man in line. I'm fine with it. It's, of course, obviously he's going to lose. Obviously, the end goal is Hangman Adam Page taking that title off of Kenny Omega. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Bunny with the HFO versus Layla Hirsch with Best Friends. The winner goes to Empower to take on Camille for the NWA Women's World Championship. And if I could tell you this was a good match, I'd be lying to you. This match was not really that good. The Bunny is meh. The Bunny, I wish I could say, was a hell of a wrestler when she's not really. She's decent. Layla Hirsch is good and she's getting better. But it just didn't mix well, and it was meh for a match. Layla Hirsch, of course, the smaller side of her, working on getting that cross arm breaker on with someone her size, trying to put it on somebody bigger. It is a lot harder. She does eventually get it on, and Bunny taps out. Camille was actually in the crowd tonight for this match, as she does come in, and holy shit, the size disparity between these two. Layla Hirsch looks she looks smaller than she is, which she is small, but looks smaller than she is with Camille in the ring. Of course, that's going to be happening at Empower. So if you want to see this match, you have to go check out NWA Empower when it happens, I believe, later this month. Then we had more stuff with Jericho and Mark Sterling. I'll say it once before, I'll say it again. Get this woman in the ring or shut the fuck up. I do not care. If Jade Cargill is not ready for a full-time in-ring deal, get her out of my fucking off the TV. I don't care. Now, if she's wrestling, if she's actually going to be wrestling, having somebody like Mark Sterling with her, that's fine. I am absolutely fine with that. But if she's not going to fucking wrestle, get her off TV. She's not ready, clearly. So, next week, Dan Lambert returns with some mystery backup. I don't care. Christian teases stirring things up with the Elite. Chris Jericho versus Wardlow with MJF in his corner with the Five Labors of Jericho, Chapter 4. Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero will take on Chris Statlander. Those two had a stare down during the Layla Hirsch match. The Good Brothers versus Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, Impact World Tag Team Championships. I'm going to say this next week's show doesn't seem to be as stacked as recent episodes. And then we get to the main events, Malakai Black versus Cody Rhodes. And Malakai comes out, it's dark, you see a little bit of fog. He's got this deer mask, this deer skull on with with the antlers and everything. Holy shit. So if you saw Brody Lee versus Cody Rhodes last year, this was pretty much the sequel. Cody got a little bit more offense in, but he got beat up in the end. He takes a knee to the face, falls. This was probably one of the best sell jobs to a knee to the face off the top rope, because he falls backwards into the stairs. Not into the stairs, but into a table. Gets back in just in time. Eats a black mass. And Malakai just slowly walks over and just puts his foot on the chest of Cody. The referee, 1, 2, 3. I actually have the video right here. They have it on Twitter, so I'm going to play this. Just listen to the shock of this ending with JR's reaction.
Cody can't regroup.
Oh!
Black mass.
And that's like walking into a huge right hand, except about twice as stiff. That won't get it. It does, but God! My God! What did we just see? Malakai.
He's just like, JR's like, that ain't gonna get it. And it does. So, yeah, if you saw Brody Lee versus Cody Rhodes around this time last year, you saw the sequel. And that was a hell of a sequel. And a damn good debut for one Malakai Black. So, Malakai, off on the right foot. Then after the match, Cody gets on the mic, talks about how he's been here, how this is a revolution. This is like, people laughed that they were going to be a revolution. This isn't an alternative anymore. This is we are a competition. Thanks, everybody. So he's been able to carry the banner for these couple years. Maybe some outside opportunities and some EVPs and fighting have occurred, and he loves them all and will always be tethered to them. Calls daily place the AEW Amphitheater, which don't give Tony Khan ideas, because if AEW sticks around for another year or two, it would not be surprised if AEW gets naming rights on that amphitheater, and it goes from Daily's place to AEW's place. Just saying. Cody thanks the fans and tears up a bit. He then goes to take his wrestling boots off in the middle of the ring. He gets one off. The Malakai Black comes back, and there was a crutch that Cody put off in the corner. Takes that crutch, smacks it on his back, laying him out. Black picks up Cody's boots and smiles as his music plays. Commentary, especially Excalibur, wonders, has Black retired Cody Rhodes as the show comes to a close? And that was AEW Homecoming. So, is Cody retired? No. We'll see him in a couple weeks, a couple months, maybe. It'd be fine if he missed All Out. Cody, there's enough talent, enough big matches that we don't need him at All Out. Maybe Full Gear. Maybe he comes back for a program at Full Gear with Malakai Black, probably. Who knows? But what a debut. Kick to the head, foot on his chest. And Malakai slayed the beast Cody Rhodes. Just, wow. Well done, AEW. Well done. What an entrance for Malakai as well. Cannot wait to see what this guy does, who his next victim is going to be, and what's in store for this man. AEW Homecoming was not a really good show at all. Malakai was great. The Malakai Black stuff was great. Hangman with Kenny Omega, that was fantastic. They're doing this perfectly. Can't wait to see where this goes. And of course, seeing what Everrise is actually made of, or 2.0 is actually made of, in a match with Jon Moxley, Darby Allin, and Eddie Kingston. Those are your three highlights. Everything else was meh to good. But that is your AEW Homecoming review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at the France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. And find me on Instagram at The France Club. And I will see you guys on Friday for SmackDown. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.